Hello 11th class. So in the previous class I gave you a test. So here is the solution of your test. So the question number 1 is state true or false. It is a 1 mark. The first question is an identifier must be a keyword of Python. So it is wrong because keywords are the reserved words. Question number 2 is the input function always returns a value of an integer type. Yes, it is also a false because in input function it will take a string data type. Question number 2 to determine the type of an object. So we use blank function. So here the function is type. It is a 1 mark. Question number 3 blank truncates fractional remainders and gives only the whole part as the result. It is the float division. Now, question number 4 has 4 parts. The first one is you have to evaluate. So, if you know the operator precedence, then you are able to solve these 4 questions. Okay. The first question is 12 plus 3 multiply by 4 minus 6 divide by 2. So the answer is 21.0. You have to use the operator precedence and then solve this question. Okay, so these are the answer. You just tell your answers. Now question number 5 is find the output of the following. If the value of A is 359 and the B has this value. So print A is B. So it is checking that whether A is B. Yes, it is false. Second question, A is not B. Yes, this A is not B. So it is true. Now print A is equal to B. So the value of A and B is different. So it is false. Now print type A. So the type of A, it is of integer type. That's why the class is int. Now question number 2, you have to write a program to find surface area of a sphere. So here is the answer. This R equal to int input enter radius. You have to enter the radius and this is the formula of surface area of a sphere, that is 4 cube 4 into pi r square. This is the formula. So here you have to put the value and take the value of pi as 3.14 and calculate the surface area of a sphere. Now question number 7. Write the Python expression for each situation as described below. So here 4 situations are there. You have to write the Python expression. First one is increase the value of variable counted by 2. So here this augmented operator I have used, this count plus equal to 2, or you can write count equal to count plus 2. Next is assign the value 3 to variable C1, C2, C3. So here is the method that C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to C3. By this way you can assign the value 3 to variables C1, C2 and C3. Now question number C. Assign 20, 30, 40, 40 to variables V1, V2, V3 and V4 respectively. So here is the command that V1, V2, V3, V4 is equal to 20, 30, 40 and 50. Here also the term 50 will come. Now print the statement hello in the following format. Okay, by this way you have to print the format. So this world is in the new line. That's why I have used the /n in print statement so that this world will come in new line. Okay, because you know this /n is used for entering the data in the new line. It behave like a enter key. Now what is typecasting and describe the explicit typecasting. So the process of converting one data type value to another data type is called typecasting. When you convert one data type to another, it is your typecasting. And what is explicit typecasting or conversion? That is the programmer has to convert the data type deliberately. Here is the example. The value of A is equal to 3 and the value of B is 5.0. So here this int B. Now the value of B has changed float to int and D is equal to float A. Now the value of E is integer, so it will change in float value. Okay, so this is the answer of 8th question. I hope these questions are clear to you. So in this class, we are just going to start a new chapter. That is your chapter 8, conditional and iterative statements, and this is your lecture number 1. So before going to start the chapter, you have to understand that what is statement. So the statements are the instructions given to the computer to perform any kind of action. So the statements are the instruction that you are telling your computer that you have to perform this kind of action. So in Python, the statements are of 3 types, that is empty statement, simple statement and compound statement. So the first one is empty statement. So the empty statement, that is the simplest statement. Okay, so the statement which does nothing is your empty statement. In Python, the empty statement is your path statement. So wherever this Python encounters a path statement, so it means the Python does nothing and it moves to the next statement in the flow of control. Okay, so this path statement is useful in those instances where the syntax of the language requires the presence of the statement, okay, but the logic of the program does not. So we just see these path statement in our loops. Next is your simple statement. So the any single executable statement is a simple statement in Python. For example, this name is equal to input your name. So it is an executable statement. So this is a simple statement. Next is your compound statement. So the compound statement that represents a group of statements executed as a unit. Okay. So this compound statement has a header line which begins with a keyword and ends with a colon. Next is it has a body that consisting of one or more Python statements and each indented inside the header line. Okay, so all statements in the body are at the same level of indentation. Clear? So the compound statement in Python has a header ending with a colon and a body containing a sequence of statements at the same level of indentation. Next is your statement flow of control. So in a program, these statements may be executed sequentially, selectively or iteratively. So every programming language provides constructs to support the sequence selection and iteration. So this sequence selection and the one more is there, that is iteration. Okay, so these three are the statement flow control. So the first one is the sequence. So in this, the sequence that construct means the statement are being executed sequentially. So this is your sequence statement when you have a number of statements and each statement is executed sequentially. It is a sequence flow control. For example, in here you can see in this diagram, first the statement 1 will execute, then statement 2, then statement 3. So it is in a sequence. Next is your statement flow control. So statement flow control, the next is the selection. So this selection construct means the execution of statements depending upon a condition test. So here in this a condition is there. If a condition evaluates to true, so the set of instruction will execute, and if it is false, then it will just come out of the statement. It will not go to the block of statements. Okay, so this is your selection statements. So you can apply this selection statement in your daily life also. For example, if the traffic signal light is red, then stop. If the light is yellow, then you have to wait. If the signal is green, then you have to go. Okay, so you can link it with your real life example also. Next is your iteration. So this is iteration construct. It means repetition of a set of statements that depending upon a condition test. Okay, so here in this is a diagram of loop, that in for loop iterating in the sequence. Here you have the condition. If the condition is true, then body of the loop. If the condition is, again it will run the loop. Okay, so this iteration means the statement is repeating again and again till the condition is true. If the condition is false, then it will just come out of the loop. Next is flowcharts. So the flow chart, that is a graphical representation of an algorithm. So what is an algorithm? The algorithm are the procedure that show that how this particular situation is performed step by step. So this algorithm form a procedure. Okay. So what is this flowchart? This flowchart, that is a graphically represent the flow of a program. So there are four basic shapes used in a flowchart. Each shape has a specific use. The first one is a oval, that is a start and end. Now parallelogram, that is input and output. Rectangle, it will use for calculation. Now diamond, that is the selection structures. So these are the image. First one is the start, then you have a parallelogram, rectangle, and then your diamond box. Next is conditional statements. Okay, now conditional statements are very important. So you have to just understand it clearly. So the conditional statements are the features of a programming language which perform different computations or actions depending on whether the given condition evaluates to true or false. So conditional statements in Python are of four type. That is if else, if else statement, if else statement, and if elif statement, and the next one is the nested if else statement. So the first one is the if statement. So the if statement, that is used to run a statement conditionally, that is if given condition is true, then only the statement given in if block will be executed. This is the condition of if block. If the particular condition is true in the if block, means this condition is true, only then this particular statement will run. Next is your if else statement. So in this case, if else statement, if the given condition is true, then the statement in if block will be executed. Otherwise, the statements written in else block will be executed. So here is the code, the syntax. This if the condition is true, then this if block will execute. Okay. Otherwise, this else block will execute. So this if condition is inside this if block. Now next is if elif statement. So this if elif statement is used for execution of statements based on several alternatives. So here we use one or more elif, or we can say the else if clauses. So Python evaluates each condition in turn and executes the statements corresponding to the first if that is true. If the none of the expression are true, then an else clause will be executed. Last is your nested if statement. So the nested if is an if statement that is the target of another if statement. So nested if statement means an if statement within another if statement. So just I am going to show you some examples of if statement. So now you have to work on editor. For example, if I am writing ch input enter single character, then if ch is equal to space, then colon, okay, then print you have entered a space, you have entered a space. Okay, now save your file. You have to save your file. This is your chapter 8. So create a new folder here. So this is your first program. So write down if. Okay, now it is run. So you have to enter a single character, for example T. It will not showing you anything. Okay, just run it again. If you have entered space, then it will show you you have entered a space. Okay, so in this, when you have entered this character, so it is check the condition, and it is check the condition is false. That's why it will just not go in this block and it has not print anything. But when you entered space, then this statement is executed. Okay, this statement was executed and it was showing that you have entered a space. Okay, so now just take one more example. For example, if I am taking a variable a and I am writing enter integer, enter integer, and I am just now b is enter another integer and the value is b now. Okay, so if you will write here, that is if a is greater than b, then it will show a is greater. Okay, now run it. Enter integer, suppose I have entered 10, now another integer 6. So it is not showing anything. Why it is not showing? Here I have written a. Okay, here I have used a string, so you have to use the int for converting this string in integer. Okay, do not forget this. Now run it again. Now suppose 10 and 6, so it is saying a is greater. And in the same code, if I am writing that else part, this else part says print b is greater, b is greater, then what is the output now? Now change the value, that is 20a and 10 for b. So now again a is greater. Okay, one more time you have to run, and here the value is 10 and 20 now. So here b is greater. Okay, so in this, when the value is a hold 10 and b hold 20, so this condition will become false and the cursor will go to the else block so that this message will print. Okay, so this is your code for if and else statement. These are just the basic you have to enter. Okay, suppose if the value of the user, I am just making it comment. So suppose if the value of a, that is greater than equal to 0. So the message is that this a is 0 will come. Okay, else part says a is negative. Okay, so if a is 0 or positive number, done. And it says a is negative number if the number is less than 0. Now just run it. Okay, here inverted comma I forgot, so just run it. Enter an integer, suppose -5. So this -5, a is negative. Okay, so you have to just erase this a. Here also you have to erase it. Now just run it again. Now suppose I am entering 12. So 12 is 0 or positive number. So by this way you can check whether any number is positive number, negative number, or is equal to 0. Okay, for example, if I am entering this 0, then it is saying 0 is 0 or it is a positive number. Okay, I hope it is clear now. So I'm just taking one more example. If a user enter a salary of a person, then you have to calculate the discount. Sales, if the user enter a sales amount. Okay, so if the A is greater than 10,000, then it will just, okay, here you have to use the discount variable, this A multiply by 0.1 10% discount, and you have to print. But you will print the variable D, that discount is comma A. Okay, and else part says, in this also you have to give any condition. If this part is not true, then it will give you the discount, that 0.05. So here also you have to write the discount is here D will come. Okay, now just run it. Enter a sales amount. If the amount is greater than 10,000, okay, I am just writing 12,000, so it will calculate according to the, okay, I have written 1,20,000, that's why the discount is 12,000. So one more time you have to run it. Suppose the amount is 5,000, so the discount is 250. Okay, so I hope these questions of if else is clear to you. So the next is your homework. So you have to revise your classwork, and you have also do practice of your Python program that I told you in this class. Okay, you have to just write it by your own and run it, and you have to make notes also. So thank you and have a nice day.